Hello everyone, my name is David and this is my video write-up for the 2021 SANS Holiday Hack Challenge. I'm jumping on this video write-up bandwagon instead of submitting a PDF because it's more fun and it allows me to learn a few new tricks about video making and YouTube and editing. A couple of caveats or remarks. Because I'm making these videos just days before the submission deadline, I won't have time to do a lot of editing on them, so the videos are going to be all in one take. I'm just going to have OBS here with some fun overlays, and once I'm done recording, I'm going to just upload the videos. So get ready for a lot of bloopers and mistakes. However, I believe that this also makes the video write-up a bit more fun and maybe a bit more interesting. For each of the objectives, I'm going to solve the challenge that gives you the hints for the objective, and then the challenge for the objective itself. So we will see them together in one video. And without further delay, let's take a look at the setup that I'm going to use and the rules of the game. Here's the website for this year's, or rather this is last year's because I'm recording this in 2022 for the Holiday Hack Challenge. And there's nothing really special about this site. You just have here the rules of the game, explaining how to play it, where you can access the game, and it also mentions the grand prizes, because there are always fun prizes to win by submitting the videos. My goal here is not really to get any of the prizes, but more just to create this write-up and give this to the community. Some of the challenges will require a virtual machine, so I also have here Cal Linux, so I might use this, I think, for the Objective 7 and 8. I'm going to use this one, but the rest of the challenges, I think all of them, I can remember exactly, are something that you can just solve by using a browser. So most of the time I'm just going to use this Firefox browser. Right. Let's see objective 1, which is really just going to be an introduction to the environment and the game interface. I already registered a user, so this is a fresh user without any of the objectives solved, and I'm going to just progressively solve all the objectives. Now, once you solve an objective, you will have some notifications about the additional piece of the narrative or hints if you solve some of the terminal challenges. And the game itself is using this interface where you can navigate by clicking. For me, the clicking is something that doesn't work that well, so I'm usually going to navigate using the arrow keys on my keyboard, and there's a chat window here on the side which you can disable. I also disabled the sound. I'm playing my own horrible Christmas music here, and if you go to the settings, this is the menu that you will have, but I think this will be explained during the first objective. So because I already registered in this user, you couldn't see how the narrative piece and the first objective appeared. Usually you have a notification in this area, and you can see here the settings. I'm going to hide the chat window and also the other players just for the sake of the write-up, but this is a great way to interact with others, see familiar faces, familiar nicknames, and a piece of the narrative already appears. So this is under story, and it's a little poem, a Christmas story. So you can see here the first piece that says, "Listen, children, to a story that was written in a code about a Kringle and his castle hosting hackers, meek and bold." And as you progress in the game and complete further objectives, you will unlock a piece of this story, a piece of the narrative. You will also have different destinations, and if you discover new destinations, this panel will allow you to teleport in the game. So this is a very useful way of not jumping around by clicking and using the arrow keys, but just teleporting there. Then there is the objective part, and we're doing the first objective here, where we have a series of tasks that we need to get through, and we're also going to have later hints, items that we can use for challenges or parts of the game. This is also a virtual conference, not just the game. So there are different talks and various tracks. Actually, in this storyline, there are 2 tracks with multiple talks on each site, but you will see that during the narrative. And then we have the achievements. Well, once we solve any of the objectives, settings, we already been there, and then we can exit. So let's get done with the first objective. This is really just going to be the introduction part. We have to talk to this nice and friendly little elf here. So I'm going to try to navigate in a way that we will see the bubble chat popping up above the elf's head. And I'm just going to click here. So it says, welcome to the North Pole, KringleCon, and the Holiday Hack Challenge. I'm Jingle Ringford. And for me, because I'm not a native English speaker, some of these bubbles disappear very, very fast. So I'll try to read them on, but that's not really the goal of the video. So I'm just going to click through these. So this is the orientation part. We need to accomplish a couple simple tasks. Here's our badge. So the little present icon appeared here. Now your official, and you can click on the badge to see your objective hints. I never really used the badge icon here. Instead, here on the side, I think this is the easiest way to navigate. So I was very happy to have this hub or inventory here. We also got handy links to the talks. Next, click on the USB Wi-Fi adapter, just in case you need it later. And there's gonna be one part where we do need this. Let me just try to jump over there and pick this one up. Perfect. So this is the notification that I was talking about. Now we have a new item. You can also click on this and see your item. And then I need to go back to the elf. So let's jump right there. And by the way, you can change your avatar, but I think this will be explained later. Fantastic. Last thing, click on the cranberry pie terminal to follow the on-screen instructions. Most of the objectives and challenges will have this cranberry pie terminal icon. I think mostly the challenges that will give you the hints for the objectives are going to be in this form. They also refer to as terminal challenges sometimes. And by clicking on them, this will spin up usually some sort of container that allows you to interact with the challenge. So that's why I said that solving these challenges, you can just do it in your browser. All right, so this one says, welcome to the first terminal challenge. This one is intentionally simple. All you need to do is click in the upper pane of the terminal and type answer and then press enter. So sometimes you will have these TMOX kind of divided terminal window. So let's follow the instructions and type in answer. Wow, this is a hard word for me already. And then I will hit enter and we are done. And the gate opened with a fantastic soundtrack or sound effect rather. So we have here these notifications, just like in a mobile OS. You have all these notifications and the number of notifications represented by a number. So clicking on this one, I can remember this is the Wi-Fi dongle that we picked up. So the items are going to be here. I think there's only one additional item that we're going to collect throughout the game, which is going to be an FPGA. And then we have the tutorial already under our achievements, and we still have to, oh no, we're actually done with the orientation and objectives. So I'm just going to go and get to the North Pole walking through the gate. And now I have a ton of additional objectives here. and this is also another piece to the story. So then from somewhere came another, built his tower tall and proud. This is part of the story that Jack Frost is running a competing conference next door, next to Santa's conference. Surely he, our frosty villain, hides intentions neath a shroud. And we also have now almost all the objectives listed. If you take a closer look, objective 8 is missing. That's a bit special one, but once we solve either objective 7 or the terminal objective for objective 8, then it's going to appear here. So it's a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but just keep that in mind. And we are actually done with this. So next up is going to be the objective number 2 here. That's all for the orientation part. So this is all for this first video. This was really just a rundown of the game mode and how to navigate in the game. I mentioned that you can change your avatar. I'm just going to leave it like this, but if you go to settings, you will be able to change the avatar too. I don't want to spend time on this one. So this is all for the first video. Next up, we're going to solve the hints, the terminal challenge for objective 2, and then objective 2 itself.